Welcome to the Art of Living Fearlessly. My name is Art Driscoll, fitness professional, author of the book, Younger Body Now, award-winning bodybuilder. If you want to get my stats, go to Google Art Driscoll, Younger Body Now, and you'll find out all about me. Ivan, this is my co-host.
I'm Ivan Frenner, creative designer, owner of If Creative, and an entrepreneur. And I started my fitness journey with Art Driscoll about a year and a half ago. And
That's
here
right.
we are today.
Okay.
Yeah.
I want to shout out to Mac Fitness, okay, which we're filming here. It's a great gym, isn't it?
It's a great gym, best gym in Kingston by far. Giant, has everything you need. Boxing, yoga, sled, everything. We work out here.
But
we
they
know.
have silver sneakers,
Yes.
okay? What is that? If you're over 65 or whatever, old people can come here and
Is that what they're called? Silver sneakers?
Yeah.
Yeah. So they're called silver sneakers. All right.
oh shit.
Yeah. And we'll edit that out. It's fine.
Okay.
Yeah. And Art.
Do a shout out to Bolo. Well, I did it.
Oh,
Gummies
man.
must be kicking in, huh?
Oh, you took a gummy, Art?
Yeah.
Yeah, you did? Oh, my God. They're not going to finish this
You're
podcast.
supposed to be fucking,
All right.
slap it together.
All right.
BoloFitness. Okay. You got a shout out to BoloFitness.com. Okay, great ointments for sore muscles. Ivan.
Bowl of living.
BoloLiving.com. Oh my God, yeah.
BoloLiving.com,
Yeah,
yep.
for sure. I just took
He's
a gummy.
on the gummies right now.
I just took a gummy, so
You can see
forgive
that
me
they
if I'm a
work.
little whacked out.
Yeah.
But seriously, they have gummies to relax you, to put you to sleep, and they have gummies to get you stoned.
Yeah, there's gummies right there that you're going to be having tea at Freddy Krueger's house.
You know.
So you just got to be careful which ones. But I love Bolo. It's a great brand. It's CBD. I also use the ointments too.
Oh, they're
Because
good. I mean,
sometimes
they're
we
great.
do, yeah,
Those
we
are
do
great.
killer workouts,
Yeah.
and I get home and I was like, eh, and I rub those in, and it's just great. Makes me feel real good.
But I mean, as far as, if you want to get high, they got gummies to get you high too. And unfortunately, I made a mistake and took one before. And if I'm a little whacked out, that's because of that.
It's
But
going to be a top podcast today.
okay, so listen, the art of living fearlessly, we have the epitome of a professional bare knuckle fighter. He's been in a couple fights so far. I'm going to introduce Art Driscoll. Nope, Art Driscoll, the Berserker. Art Driscoll.
That's right, the
Okay.
Berserker.
Ivan?
Welcome. Art, thank you so much for being in our podcast today, man. We really
right.
appreciate you making the trip all the way from Ohio
Glad to
here
be here.
with your beautiful family. So I'm really happy you're here today. I know you've been a track star, athlete,
All American in track.
all-American in track. Every
Pro.
time I see a picture of you on Instagram, I just want to cuddle and dry up in my bed because I'll never look like that. But the biggest question our viewers have is, how do you go from track, never being in a fight outside of the street, how do you go from that to bare knuckle fighting?
Well, BKFC and bare knuckle fighting, it's the most badass sport out there. And being an athlete my entire life, I wanted to test myself and be a part of the largest growing sport in the United States right now, especially for combat sports. I mean, I know I used to watch boxing when Tyson era, and that started getting boring, watching 12 rounds, and then I started watching UFC. And then they started just rolling on the ground for 5 minutes, and I'm like, man, this is boring. And then I was like, bare knuckle, I got to be a part of this. So
But the
I went to
question
the
is-
tryouts, and
Yeah. The question is, though, you're fighting professional MMA fighters, professional boxers. You never fought a day in your life, except for, a little bit when you were a kid and some street fighting stuff. But how did you get a contract with these guys?
well, I went to the tryouts in upstate New York.
Yeah, I was there,
Actually,
yeah.
when I found out about bare knuckle, I Googled it, and I was like, oh shit, there's tryouts 4 weeks away. So I trained my ass off for those 4 weeks, and went up there, gave it my all, and called me for a contract. And apparently I signed it, and they called me for a fight 2 months later.
Actually, there was like 100 professional MMA fighters
Not more,
and,
yeah, there's-
and boxers. They picked you out of 100 guys to get
Yeah,
a
it's like
contract.
150, 200 guys were there.
I mean, you look really, really good. But your fitness, you were very fit before that. You had done physique shows, and you were lifting weights, and you were running.
Pro
and you-
Spartan racer,
Spartan,
qualified for
elite
the,
Spartan
you know.
racer, jumped out of airplanes. So, I mean, you had no fear. You know, the average person is going to go, I don't want to get in a freaking bare knuckle fight, you know?
If you live your
You know.
life in fear, you're never going to be who you really are. You know.
That's a good
Exactly.
point.
Of course, you know?
That's a good point.
And Ivan, we're going to show some clips of the fight.
We're going to show some clips of the fight. Do you want to show them now to our viewers?
Yes, the first thing I want to do, how did it feel to walk out for the first time? I've never been into a fight. To walk out and thousands of people cheering
I
you
saw
and
it.
your name.
I saw it with my own eyes.
You were in the audience.
Yeah, I saw it, man.
I was in his
Yeah.
corner. It's
Yeah.
like, the smoke goes up
yeah,
and they're
yeah.
playing the music
Yeah.
and,
Yeah.
and the announcers talking about you,
Yeah.
about your past and stuff like
Yeah.
that. How did that feel?
I'll tell you what, it was intense. I'm not gonna lie. The adrenaline was going. I mean, normally you'd be scared of being in front of so many people,
Yeah.
but I don't know. It was kind of fun, you know. I go out there. I felt like I was a gladiator in the Coliseum coming out. I was just waiting for the tigers to run at me, you know.
Yeah.
Now, knowing that you have to fight, dude, like, what do you do to stay relaxed and stay calm? Because, like, you know that it's coming. And you know that 24 hours turns into 12, turns into 8, turns into 2, turns into 1, then it's 20 minutes. What do you do to just stay like, hey, you know what? Like, do you get anxious? Do you get nervous? You just say, what do you do? Like, what's your mind, your mental process?
Besides taking some CBD,
Yep.
helps me relax, keeps my mind going. You know, I take them when I'm training, so might as well take them when you're fighting, you know. And but I tell you what, I did not know what to expect. Standing behind the curtain, got the guy telling you to come out. I was like, man, I don't even know what to expect, you know. But opened up, music there. You really don't even though
Yeah.
you're looking at the people, you know, they're screaming your name, and
Wow.
you don't really.
Yeah, it's really surreal because I was
Yeah.
there during the walkout and I'm going.
You were in the corner.
I'll tell you what
Yeah.
was weird when I was walking into the ring. Never even stepped foot. It's a circular ring. It's an actual ring compared to squared ring boxing and squared circle. And when I went in, I was like, oh, let's go, let's get it.
Let's show the film here. Let's show our listeners.
Yeah,
the,
let's do the
film.
film.
Okay.
All
So
right.
here we go.
He feels he has a huge
Oh, here we go.
That's it.
cardio. He said that coupled with my reach advantage
Yeah, I'm
will
Diesel.
make a big difference
Yeah.
in my favor.
What we talked about, in and out.
No
was
fear, baby.
Avoiding getting hit, so he doesn't want to
That's
stay
it.
inside, but when he gets in there,
So you're moving there, and then at that point, are you nervous, or are you just saying, like, let's just get it done?
You know, like from running track and everything, you always, or any sport, you always think in your mind
Yeah.
what's going to happen before it
Yeah.
happens. Fighting's
Yeah.
a little different. You don't know what this guy's going to throw. You can study him
Yeah.
in his every move in his previous fights, YouTube him, and you just don't know how he's going to fight and perform that night.
So they're just ready to go.
I'm just ready to go.
Yeah.
I'm like, you know
Plus, we
what?
warmed up in the warm-up room. You know,
Yeah.
doing the pads,
Yeah.
trying to get
I think
psyched
I would
up.
actually be more nervous and more scared if there was a gloved match.
Yeah.
Because you get hit more.
says he feels like
Your
he has
cardio's really got to be there. Here, you
Really?
get hit with somebody once in the wrong spot, cut him up. Doctor's going to stop it.
So
One
for-
hit, knock him out. It's over.
So for our viewers, bare knuckle means that your knuckles are just sticking out. There's no padding
There's
whatsoever.
no padding whatsoever. It's bare knuckle.
Oh, my
you have
God.
gauze and tape, 2 fingers below your knuckle.
Yep.
So
I mean, you get hit with a punch. It's not like a boxing glove.
Let
And this
me
guy
feel.
right-
Let me feel. Let me feel.
and this guy right here had some fucking huge hands. Let me tell you. So
Yeah.
every time I got hit by him, it felt like a brick. But good times, man. This is the sport.
I mean, I was in the
You'll never watch
warm-up
UFC
room, right?
again.
Yeah.
The guy could come in bloody, blood all over their face. You know, it was like, holy shit.
Yeah.
I actually only had one cut out of this fight on my forehead.
Torres said, I can't let Driscoll stay heavy on the
And this
So-
guy walks around 203 pounds. I walk around 175. I fought at 175 and I'm coming in a little light.
shots, but then get right back out.
Okay, let's hear the introduction.
All right.
Actually, I took the gummy before it. So when I was on the other side of the ring, he's looking at me. He's got this mean stare. I'm like, all right, I'm staring back at him.
Here we go.
I'm thinking to myself, don't laugh.
Let's listen to this one.
That's the same casino as last time.
Resort Casino here in Salamanca,
I was there.
New York.
Right.
And welcome to BKFC Fight Night New York. We begin tonight's preliminary
badass.
portion of the fight.
You like have such a personality.
Yeah, this is
You
when
know?
he was staring at me.
Yeah.
I'm staring back, and I'm like, oh man, I
Tiger Life Energy,
don't have a serious bone in his body, but these 10 fingers, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm straight staring back
That's-
right here.
that's- and
This
that-
is what I'm staring back at. I'm like,
Now, you don't look like that in real life. You don't stare like
Yo,
that in
listen,
real
here we go.
life.
yeah, no.
He makes his bare knuckle debut. fighting out of Kingston, New York.
All right, Kingston, New York, the Berserker.
The Berserker.
Actually, you acted like you had been, fighting all your life,
Kind of have been fighting
A
for
lot
my
of
whole life,
confidence,
I
His
mean,
opponent fighting on the blue corner.
But,
He
times,
wears
many
red and
times.
blue. He stands 5 feet 8 inches tall. His official weight.
Okay, during the fight, I want you to explain to us
Tonight, he also
exactly what you were
makes his
feeling.
bare knuckle debut.
During the fight?
during the fight. Yeah, it's going to show a little
I'll
bit
tell you
of it.
what, when you're training for it, when you're training 3-minute rounds, 5-minute rounds, the real fight's only 2 minutes.
Yeah.
It goes like this, snapping finger.
Yeah.
When that bell started,
That's a good
the bell went
question.
off again and it stopped. I was like, wow, that was quicker than I thought. When you're sparring, you think like, man, this is taking forever.
Yeah.
But in the real fight, it's like, man, blink of an eye, it's over. Like,
But I
and you
think that when
man, I
you're-
should have thrown a jab or I should have thrown a hook there after.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all just a learning experience. Get better,
Round number 1.
Good jab, good jab.
He throws the right hand from Chris
So my main thing in this
Torres.
fight was I just wanted to.
Driscoll.
Sean, one thing I noticed about these guys,
It's a
they seem very
performance,
dry, like
you
they
know,
don't really
so
warm up properly. This
I wanted to make sure that it wasn't a boring
Right,
fight.
that backs off
So
Driscoll.
I was the one that had to keep pushing forward. Otherwise, we'd have been standing there looking at each other.
Check left hook. Nice right
And
hand
I have a
from
very
Driscoll
fast
that
jab,
lands back to the
so I just wanted
outside.
to keep it out there.
Torres
It's
pumping
bare
his
knuckle.
jab.
It hurts.
Torres is pumping his jab, but he's really not even trying to hit it.
And
He's
you
just
move
putting it out
fast, bro.
Yeah. Quick.
The lead left hook lands from Driscoll. Torres now to the inside. There's the half tie plum. Short right
So in
hand
bare
and
knuckle,
another.
you can actually
You can grab the neck.
grab the back of the head and get some
Referee
dirty
from Gary
boxing
Hadley,
in.
one of the best in all of combat sports.
Which you
Learn
can't
that.
do with glove match.
To continue.
Right.
And that's why I see Torres wanting to keep the fight, being on the inside and doing that dirty boxing, push his opponent around. Look at that muscle. He's going to get tired of Driscoll.
Jab right back from Torres.
Looking
after
good for
the
the first
Driscoll
fight,
jab.
man. I'll tell you that.
60 seconds remaining, round number
Torres had a
1.
lot of
I know
fights.
Driscoll talked
Professional.
about cardio for days, but this is a different type of cardio. When you're being pushed around, you're using every muscle repeatedly. This isn't
Man, this
just
makes me want to get back in the ring right now.
long-term.
Right here, I was in trouble.
Big uppercut. That turns Driscoll 360 degrees.
It's gonna take a
Torres
lot
now
more than
to
that.
the inside. Torres, big rights to the body.
Now, when you're fighting, you just kind of calm down, like because you're already in it, like so that anxiety, nervousness goes away because you're just right in it now.
Yeah, I mean, there's really no thinking when I was out there. It's really got to be a fight IQ. You really got to
The jab again from
put a proper training in. And
You're very aggressive, man. That's good. You look good.
Pace is suddenly slowed down considerably. Driscoll
see, as you notice, like if I was like, all
Watch
right,
this.
I'm always going forward. I wanted him to come
Boom.
forward.
Driscoll.
So I waited there, and he didn't do anything. So I'm like, all right, I got to get back in this.
Torres showing his patience, looking to come forward. Closing
Boom.
seconds.
Knocked him down. All right.
Jab down goes
All right.
Christian Torres.
Saved by the bell. Nicely going. Okay, that's cool. That's it.
All right.
I was in your corner, man. It was like, oh shit, it was like real intense. It was like surreal, You see fights on TV, and it's like,
Yeah.
all right, that's cool. But when you're right there watching them, and and you're saying, holy shit, these guys
Well-
are really pounding each other down,
It's crazy. All right. Well, now our viewers want to know what's your fitness routine, man, because you look great all the time.
Diet's most important.
Diet's
For me
the
to
most
stay
important.
looking how I look is diet.
And what's your diet like?
I intermittent fast every day.
What's that like? What's
I
your
I
first
wake
meal?
up. My first meal is actually gonna be a smoothie. I do a green smoothie, spirulina, chlorella, spinach.
So you wake up at what
banana.
time?
Depending, I also have a job as well, so it's hard to mix working. I do construction, build tunnels, so I have to really
Yeah.
fight for the time, And so if I work night shift, I wake up noon, train for 2 hours, and then when I come back home, that's when I have my smoothie.
Yeah.
Go to work, do the entire day. If I eat at work at lunch, it's a couple hard-boiled eggs, high protein, low carb, zero sugar. That's the most important thing.
And supplements, right?
And I do take supplements.
Cool.
I take a few supplements.
That's cool.
Helps with recovery. I take CBD capsules.
Would you say that what's more important for you, cardio or weight training?
I think a combination of both. I do like circuit training.
Right.
So I'll do one body part, let's say kettlebell swings, followed by knuckle push-ups with decline crunches, and then maybe some shadow boxing.
Right.
And then do that for 3 minutes, rest a minute, and do that for about 5 sets.
Your
Wow.
third-
That's not including any other
Sure, yeah,
jump
yeah.
roping and warm up and bag work, sparring.
Your third fight's coming up. How are you training for that?
I'm staying in shape right now. This time I'm actually going to go to a fight camp out in Florida.
Yeah.
So I just want to, maintain my job and
Yeah, sure. Well, you're actually juggling a job, training, being a husband, being a father.
Yes.
It's got to be hard to get all that in, I mean,
success requires effort. You
Yeah.
know, so
Yeah.
if you want any of this, then you want it to happen. You can do anything you want in life. So if you want it, go get it. I mean,
well, I
How do
think
you
that-
stay disciplined, dude?
because
Because you have a lot of
you gotta
discipline.
have goals. You know,
So you have a goal,
You
and you
have
say you got
goals.
to work
I mean,
on that.
I think most people are afraid. Their fears are failure.
Yeah,
And they're afraid of the unknown.
everyone
If you
is.
want to be who you want to be, you have to go after it. You have to attack.
Right.
And
Well,
you
your
have-
whole life was that way, though. I
Your
mean,
whole life.
you were
anything
mountain
I
bike
wanted to
racing
do,
when you
I
were
did.
yeah, when you were 15 years old. You were mountain bike racing.
No
Then,
helmet?
No helmet.
No helmet. Yeah. Then you ran track, and you were a track star, conference champion, whatever, school record, Oneonta. And then you got into different sports. I think getting into all these different sports helped you to be a fighter because you had the discipline in your mind. Your mind is strong.
I mean, bare knuckle's great because you got pro football players coming into bare
Yeah.
knuckle. You got athletes like me running track going into bare knuckle, and it's different. It's not boxing.
Right.
It's
Well, Chad
it's fist fighting.
Mendez actually, he was the
UFC.
UFC champion. Belt
He's in
champion.
there.
He joined. He got like $700,000 for his first fight.
If not more. Yeah.
It's like
When's your next fight?
I'm hoping end of March, beginning of April. I'm hoping. Waiting for the call now. I'm going to drop down weight. I'm going
Yeah.
to go down to 165. It's like I said, I walk around 175, 180 if I'm eating pizza.
What's
if I'm doing,
what's a fight camp like? Is it like in the movies, like James Bond, where
it's
people are
7 days a
rappelling
week.
and stuff
You-
like
you-
that?
It's 7 days a week. You live at the gym.
Uh-huh.
I know I've never been. I've only trained myself for these fights and had a coach. And he told me, he's like, have you ever been to prison? He goes, if you have, it's going to be like that. So I'm like, oh, man, good. I've never been to prison, so,
That we know of.
that we know of, yeah. So I'm going to get ready. I'm going to keep one foot in the door. I'm in great shape right now. Obviously, I need that little extra
Yeah,
fight camp.
for
I'm going
sure.
to come in. I'm going to get the W next one.
Yep.
There's never really is a loss.
Yeah.
It's only a learning experience.
Yeah, in bare knuckle fighting, what they look for someone that's aggressive. They don't care if you win or lose, but they want you to be a crowd pleaser. And the crowd, in the second fight, the crowd loved you, man.
Oh,
they were like
yeah.
they were like
Oh,
cheering.
yeah.
You saw that?
Yeah.
Cheering, cheering
was
your
definitely
name.
a
It was like
berserker crowd
I'm
there.
like
Yeah.
walking down the runway. I'm going, holy, this is like surreal. And I was an actor and I never got nervous, but I was like, holy shit, I'm in the Twilight Zone, But,
It was surreal. I'd never been to a fight before, and that was
Yeah.
the first
Oh,
time.
it was
man.
sold
It
out
was
crowd
crazy.
during a snowstorm.
During a
You know,
blizzard,
and
yeah.
Blizzard, and
I mean, the crowd goes nuts in these fights. It's not like your regular fight
Yeah.
because there's so much blood and guts. They're
much
on their
blood,
feet the
and every
whole
time-
time cheering and shit.
every
It's
time
like-
someone gets hit, you hear the,
yeah.
Yeah.
So, and it's just the crowd loves it. They just, like I said, it's a coliseum, and we're gladiators.
Dude, that's awesome, man. That's
We're going to
awesome.
tune into your next fight. What's the best way to get into it?
You can check me out on Instagram, the Berserker BKFC. You can click the link in my bio.
We're gonna put the link right here on the video, so
Yeah,
guys,
but-
click
right.
on it, subscribe.
Got a QR code.
I think you
go
can
on.
join for like $4.99 a month.
I think
or
it's
something like that.
$7.99 a month now.
Is it? Okay.
It's $49.99 for the year, so you're actually saving a
Well,
lot
yeah,
doing
yeah,
the
yeah.
yearly package.
Definitely,
And that
man.
helps us fighters pay for our training and everything.
Sure,
So
exactly.
subscribe, please.
Awesome, guys.
That's what you want
Awesome.
to do. Ivan, anything else we want to talk about?
No, just wanna
Art,
think.
anything else you want to talk about?
Is there
Well,
anything
grab
else?
those Bolo CBD, bololiving.com. You got to click on the link, and AD18 is the promo code. It'll change your life. So
All right.
All right.
Great. Well, thanks for coming here.
Thank you for making all
been
the
great.
trip from Ohio,
The
man.
art
Really
of living
appreciate it.
fearlessly, the epitome of that is this guy right here, professional BKFC fighter. Okay, you got to tune in for his next fight.
follow me
You
on
just saw a
Instagram.
little bit
Yeah.
of it, and it's a great combat sport, man. Awesome.
You'll never watch UFC again or boxing again.
That's right.
This is true. This
Okay.
is it.
All right,
Right on.
our next podcast is going to be really, really good, and tune in, subscribe, and you don't want to miss it.